Buying and selling a home is probably the largest financial transaction you will ever have in your life. So, how do you know who to work with? Which realtor is the right realtor for you? Well, stick around, we're going to talk about that. Welcome back to my channel. If you are a first timer here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this information is really helpful for you. So I'm Julia Capaldi with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox & Roach Realtors, serving you in Newcastle County, Delaware, Chester counties, and Delaware County, Pennsylvania. So the question of the day is, how do you know if the realtor that you have chosen is a good fit for you? Well, you want to make sure that you have someone that you trust, someone that you feel very comfortable with, someone you have a good connection with, maybe even someone that was referred to you. But there are a few tips that you need to be very aware of. So let's dig in. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell button to not miss any of the videos that are coming out. I would say the number one item to keep in mind is that you are in charge. This is your money that you are about to plunk down on a house, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. This is a lot to take in. So you want to make sure that your realtor is explaining all the details as you go along. Now, I do not recommend that they dump everything on you the day that you meet them, because that's like drinking from a fire hose. And you don't want that. So as the process progresses, feel free to ask questions. Once you sign an agreement of sale, the clock starts to tick. So there are deadlines that you have to be aware of. You also don't ever want to feel pressured to pay for a home that's higher than your price range or higher than you just want to spend. You can be approved for $1 million, but it doesn't mean you have to spend $1 million. Number two is that they're supposed to be your trusted advisor, giving you advice, educating you, leading you through the process. So if you feel like there's just not enough communication or enough connection, that might be a sign that you're not on the same page. And the third thing I would say, as a buyer, if you feel like your agent has now become Casper the Friendly Ghost and you cannot reach them in any way, shape, or form, that might be a sign that this is not a good connection. So you may want to look into working with another realtor at that point. On the flip side, if you are now in the seller's seat and you are preparing your house to sell, about 4 other things that you want to be aware of. One of which is being sure that your home is priced appropriately. So your listing agent should have that knowledge based on experience, based on the resources that are available to find out what is going on in your market with comparable homes just like yours. Typically within a 1-mile radius, maybe a 2-mile, depending on where you live and the style of home that you currently have. The second item you want to be aware of is possibly poor marketing. So make sure that you are discussing with your listing agent what type of marketing are they planning to use and why. A lot of people will put a sign in the yard and disappear. Your listing agent is also responsible for not only marketing your property, but taking care of helping to find a buyer for your property. They also are in the market. Now you have to discuss with them whether or not you are comfortable with a dual agency, which means the listing agent will now have the buyer side and the seller side in their commission. In addition to that, you want to be sure they understand about staging and the cleanliness and the photography and or videography of your home and how that process will look. I will be very honest in saying, as a seller, you will be inconvenienced at times. That is just part of the process, because you're going to need to have the house clean all the time, leave the house to have showings. You'll need to probably be out of the way at least to have photography done, make sure the house is ready and staged, and etc., etc. You also want a great negotiator as your listing agent. That's very important when you have a buyer that has several contingencies. I would say the last thing to be very mindful of is if a family member or a very close friend has recently gotten their real estate license, there are too many details that go along with selling your home that you don't want to just leave them on their own. to handle this transaction for you. It could cost you thousands and thousands of dollars if mistakes are made. There are deadlines that need to be met. There are escrows. There could be repairs and inspections and appraisals and many, many aspects that might be a little bit overwhelming for a brand new agent. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll check out the other videos. Ask any questions or put your comments below. I love the interaction with people and I love to educate, so I would more than welcome your comments. Be nice. And I'll see you on the next video. You take care. I'll see you then.